Good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for joining me. I'm Eric Tallman. Please remember to subscribe, like as well, and please stay tuned for the latest forecast because I'll have new ones up today as well. Anyway, I want to actually begin by talking about GFS models, and these are actually models for tomorrow, so I'll have to keep you in tuned on what's going on because even though we've got the snow and we got accumulating snow in Michigan, there's actually going to be more snow on the way, so that's going to have to be watchful as we continue to track the next one that's going to be marching its way across the Midwest. So that is probably going to be very interesting as well. So anyway, you can see that this is actually what's going to be left of the snowstorm that we have left. You can see on this model right here that it's actually just starting to get scattered out here and there. And you can see that Michigan right there is starting to clear out from all the snow that we've seen, and there is quite a bit of snow outside today as well. So when you wake up, you're going to have snow on the ground in your driveway, and it will be enough to shovel depending on where you're at. So you can see that the storm itself is going to continue to push on through and go into sections like the Northeast, Canada, and up in the Marquette area. There'll be some little bit of snow left over there, and then maybe a little bit more, maybe a little in northern Michigan, but that is actually the end of that system. And then I'm going to tell you what happens right after that. Stay tuned. I've got more coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere. I've got more coming up. And then we'll talk more about the next major winter storm on the horizon. We'll be right back with complete details on that, and I'll have more in just a few minutes. And you can see in this model right here that the snowstorm is beginning to clear out, and it's actually moving away from Michigan. You can see that most of Michigan down here is actually starting to clear out, and then the Upper Peninsula is starting to clear out as well. But over by the Marquette area, there's possibly going to be some snow bands around that area, and then there'll be some in the Canada, Ontario area, and the Northeast as well. We'll have some snow as well that you can see on this model as well. So things are starting to actually clear out in this model. But I will be watching the models throughout the day because it's hard to say because things could change during the day. If I happen to see something different, I'll bring that to your attention as well. So we're going to go ahead and go onward and forward. So stay tuned. I've got more coming up on the track of the next storm that will bring another winter storm impact to the Midwest. I'll be right back, and I'll show you exactly where that's coming from and which way it's headed. Stay tuned. We'll be right back right after this. And this is Eric Tallman. Please subscribe and like, and I'll have the very latest and more coming up. Okay, and as you can see on this model right here for December the 27th, I'm going to go ahead and back up a little bit. As you can see on this model for December the 27th, you can see that the snow system that brought us the accumulating snow, you can actually see that that is beginning to dissipate and move away from Michigan altogether. You can see exactly where it is on this GFS model, and then there's some snow that's left over in the Northeast. But other than that, most of the Midwest is fairly quiet. But unfortunately, get ready for the next monster storm that is actually going to be developing in the Midwest. So that's going to be the next snowmaker right there. And all I can say is be ready for that one because it will be making its move once again. So even though we're starting to clean out from this snowstorm, you might want to keep the snow shovels handy and be prepared for the next one for sure. And I will show this to you one more time. You can see it's starting to develop right along here. You can see that there's snow bands right there. So that just tells me that there's actually more action coming. So even when I thought we were going to get a break from the action, kind of knew that that wasn't really necessarily the case. I mean, it's going to be several hours or whatever before this thing actually comes together. But there is a lot of sections that don't have anything going on, and it's fairly quiet. But the next one is expected to show up. So stay tuned. I will get you through this next snowstorm, and then I'll be back later on this afternoon with the rest of the forecast. But yeah, it's like we're getting one snowstorm back to back here. So we'll be back, and then I will let you know if anything else changes. Stay tuned. I'll be right back with the rest of this snowy forecast and the next potential for another aim for a major winter storm. We'll be right back with that coming up. And you can see on this model right here, excuse me, on this model you can see that most of the Midwest is fairly quiet. You know, there's not any activity or anything going on. There's a little bit of snow left over in the Northeast, but most areas are actually clearing out from the other snowstorm that was in the Midwest and fairly Michigan. And it looks like upper Michigan will be seeing the next phase of the next major winter storm that's going to be coming across the Midwest once again. So unfortunately, that is expected. I am going to be watching that very, very closely because these are models for the 27th, which is tomorrow. So I'll be watching that throughout the day today. And then you can see that there's actually snow with that. So it's going to be a long day today as well. So get ready for the next phase of snow because that will be headed across the Midwest. And as far as snow totals, we'll figure all that out in just a little bit. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. We'll get you through this forecast, and then I will have the rest of it later on, and I'll give you more updates if any of the models change. Specifically, I'll let you know. Stay tuned. I've got more just ahead in just a moment. And thank you so much for joining me once again. I wanted to continue to tell you more about these models that I'm seeing for the 27th, but like I said, I'll be watching this throughout the day. So even though these are the models right now, it's hard to say. They could change in the next couple of hours and we might have something totally different. That is being watched for right now, but right now models are indicating snow to develop. I think in the darker blues that means heavy snow, and then we have a little bit of freezing rain and some rain mixed in there. But it looks like the upper part of Michigan will be the first phase that will see it, and then from that point it will just continue to move and march across the Midwest. So I will figure out the snow totals in just a little bit. But it looks like it's probably going to be enough for us to shovel, and I'll have all of that coming up in just a little bit. There might even be a wintry mix setting up here as well. So a lot of exciting things going on. Stay tuned. I'm going to finish this forecast and then I'll have more throughout the day. Stay tuned. We'll be right back right after this. And please remember to please subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you. We'll be right back right after this. And thank you so much for joining me once again. I'm Eric Holman. You can see that the snowstorm is continuing to go across the Midwest. You can see over that we even have some darker blues, so that probably indicates that there's going to be some heavy snow with this, maybe some heavy bands of snow. We'll find out about accumulation later, but you can just see that it's starting to get more widespread. There's still a little bit of freezing rain and rain that's trying to develop, so that will be watchful as well. So I will make sure that I keep you guys posted on the whole situation. Of course, this whole thing will be coming together, and it does look like it's widespread activity. So I will be back in just a little bit. So I'll have another update this afternoon around 12 o'clock, and I will let you know if there's any immediate changes to the models for the 27th and any changes to the next major winter storm. So I will continue to track the major winter storm, and I will see you guys at 12 p.m. with more updates on this storm. Thank you.